Hello, filthy animals. It's Ben Vernell here, dropping in once again before the episode starts to remind you we've got a live show on sale. That's right, Adam, Tommy and myself, along with potentially special guests, will be performing live at the European Beer Cafe at 4 p.m. on September the 15th. So get your tickets at filthycasuals.com.au or check our socials for links to those tickets, and we'll see you there.
Good morning, video games. Welcome to Filthy Casuals, a podcast about video games, hosted by three very kind and extremely knowledgeable boys. Thank you for joining us. My name is Tommy Dasilo, and with me as always...
Hey, filthy animals. It's Ben Vernell here, fit and firing, ready to go for another podcast. And joining us, as always, looking at his phone, it's...
Smell that mid-August air, boys. It's me, Adam Knox.
Hello, Adam. You guys are both wearing hats.
I'm wearing a beanie. Is that a hat? Is
Yes.
anything that goes in your head a hat?
I believe so.
I'd say so.
It's headwear.
Is every piece of footwear a shoe?
Yes.
So is a boot a shoe?
Yes.
Is one of them tennis rackets you wear in the snow a shoe?
Yes.
Is a thong a shoe?
Yes.
Yeah, It's a type of shoe. It's like
All right.
a border collie is a dog, but it is
This-
a dog.
This is a shoe-in for worst riff you've ever done on the top of the show.
Is a sock a shoe?
No, it's a sock.
Yeah.
Then why is it on my foot? Over my shoe.
It's a piece of clothing, not a piece of footwear.
I don't believe a beanie is a hat.
Okay.
It's a beanie. It's a head piece.
A balaclava is not a beanie. Is not a hat. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And a balaclava is just a beanie that you pull down over your face. I don't know if there's been a change in the sound of my voice.
He's
No,
given
it
us a
sounds the same.
visual interpretation of this by pulling the beanie over his head.
But
As if
that-
you think we're so dumb that we can't imagine what a balaclava looks like on you.
Dude, I don't remember it because I always remember things based on who I saw doing it, and I don't remember the faces of any person I've ever seen wearing a balaclava.
Okay, right.
Okay. What about the cloth face man? Woo! Oh, now that hurt my ear.
You can't be seeing a face of a person wearing a balaclava.
It's true.
That's
It's
what I was
true.
on about here
you
in
didn't.
mid-August.
Looking forward to getting some tweets about this episode. Feel free to tweet us here in mid-August about balaclavas and whether a beanie is a hat and whether a sock is a shoe.
Yes.
Do this in mid-August to all three of us because we'll definitely remember having this
yeah.
conversation
Yes.
that we're currently having in mid-August.
Man, how about them August rains
Oh,
that we're getting here in the UK where I am?
Oh yeah. It'll be summertime in the
Yeah.
UK.
Weird August rains.
Yeah.
It's coming home.
It's going to be a bit of the Neil Diamond special.
What
Some
does that
Hot
mean?
August Nights.
Is that a
Oh.
song that he did?
It's an album, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't reckon I could pick Neil Diamond out of a lineup. I have no idea what that guy looks like.
I know what he looks like.
Yeah, I know what he looks like because he's in the movie. Have you ever seen Evil Woman, as it was called here in this country?
No.
In the States, it was called Saving Silverman. It's Jason Biggs.
It's a very different name.
yeah, totally different name. Jason Biggs, Jack Black, and Steve Zahn.
What a
And
lineup.
I believe Amanda Peet, was that her name?
From a whole 9 yards.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's who's in it. So
She is now married to one of the co-creators of the Game of Thrones series.
Really?
Yeah.
really.
Wow.
Don't remember which one. One of the D's.
George R.R. Martin.
That's the guy.
But it's concept-wise, it's dated pretty poorly.
Right.
It's three best mates. They all love Neil Diamond. And then one of them, Jason Biggs, starts
Yes.
dating this woman, Amanda Peet. And the other boys don't like her. They're like, this woman is a bit of a bitch. She's controlling our friend. We got to try and break them up. And then the whole movie is just them trying to break up this couple.
Wow.
Why do
And,
they like Neil Diamond?
They're all obsessed
yeah.
with Neil Diamond, and one of the things she makes him burn all his Neil Diamond records.
no.
And then there's a big. I think it's like a bit. I think they're about to get married or something. It's a bit, The Graduate, where they're like racing to break up There's some big event that they have to race to stop, and they run into Neil Diamond on the way to his concert, and he's like, "A fan needs me," and he kind of gets involved in the
Wow.
mix. It's just one of those things where it's like, geez Louise, what was like? Why did he say yes to this? Like,
Neil Diamond had some weird contract clause where they had
Sure.
to make a movie involving him.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
like they both work for Universal.
Yeah.
Like it'll be that, yeah.
Who do we have on the books? Close their eyes and throw a dart at the books and go, I wrecked the book. I could only remember Neil Diamond's phone number. I shouldn't have
reckon,
thrown
like,
that dart.
9 times out of 10 with that, it's like there'd be 4 different drafts of the script before where they had other people in. It's like, well, we can't get Vanilla Ice. Who else is out there?
Right, yeah. Fuck, Ice would be good, though.
Ice would be
great.
good.
Yeah.
Adam
about some
Sandler
meth?
loves a bit of that. Some smoking some meth.
Yeah. Adam Sandler loves what? Meth.
Adam Sandler loves getting weird celebrities in his films
Oh,
as
sure.
themselves, and the plot kind of hinging on, look, Vanilla Ice is over there being Vanilla Ice.
Right.
Wow, he
right.
saved the day.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that do that, though, to be fair. Just get a person in and use them as themselves, but it's like, it's iced tea, but with magic powers.
Sure, Terry Crews in all those ads.
Yeah, and in Crackdown,
And in Crackdown.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's just Terry Crews still.
Yeah.
Like,
This-
maybe that man can't act.
I mean, he's only ever acted the same way.
Yeah.
I've never seen a movie where he's been like, I don't know, a dog stuck in a human's
Oh.
body or whatever. It's
Well.
something difficult. That would also act a lot like Terry Crews.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that bird!
The
He's
Simpsons loves it. The Simpsons loves just
Yeah.
Oh,
people
yeah.
being in there. You know what I was thinking the other day? Here in mid-August, they've just the other day gotten those Thai boys out of that cave.
Yes.
Here in mid-August.
Yes,
Yeah.
we all
And-
remember it well
Remember
from
it well.
yesterday.
My
just the
memory's a
other
little
day.
bit hazy of it because it was, about a month ago.
I'll
me.
never forget it. Where were you when it happened?
Well, it feels like just yesterday. You know, Elon Musk turning up. The whole thing kind of did remind me a bit of when Bart gets stuck down the well in The Simpsons.
Yes.
And Elon Musk turning up was like, you know, when Sting is there and he's just like digging through. No, well, one of my fans needs me. Just, I'm sure there was a part of Elon Musk thinking like, those boys are going to be so stoked when I hop out of this submarine.
Yeah.
They would have been like, who the fuck's this?
Yeah.
I'm going to tweet that thought tomorrow. Come mid-August.
On August
I mean,
the 20th.
here in mid-August.
You're going to
look
travel
like an idiot.
back in time by a month to tweet that thought.
Boys, what are we doing for my birthday in a week?
We're going to Disneyland, aren't we?
You and I are
You
going
gone-
to Disney World.
Yeah.
You're literally going to... you're going to
Yeah.
be in Japan next week, but right now I'm in the UK.
Yes.
The United Kingdom.
The,
Oh, wow.
the line is really clear, by the way.
And so...
How's Brexit going over there?
Oh, man. It's constantly changing.
Okay. Yep.
So who knows? The news yesterday on August the 17th or whatever is probably different to the news today on August the 18th or whatever.
Absolutely, constantly shifting.
So
Well, you'd hope. I mean, if the news came out and it was just exactly, imagine that, just the exact same newspaper from one day to the next. Just
Wow.
they literally just reprint all the stories.
God, that'd be...
All the same stuff just happened again.
that happened in a Bill Murray movie once, Ghostbusters. Anyway, I'm in the
Wow.
UK, so we thought we'd take a look at some games developed over here where I am in Old Blighty and
Yes.
surrounding countries.
Well, look, fair enough. We're going to let you have this one. But given that Ben and I are currently in Japan, we're going to have to insist that sometime in late August, you let us do an episode about Japanese games.
how about multiplayer games?
I feel like that one might be kind of hard to make interesting.
Yeah,
It's just fun for us, and that's all that counts.
Oh, yes.
they always say the best movies are the ones that are made when all the cast is just having a great time the whole time.
This
Yeah.
is the grown-ups of podcasts.
Exactly.
So we've got a list here. It is an article from
The Guardian.
The Guardian, a British publication.
That's right.
For a United Kingdom focused episode.
Yep. Reputable local rag.
Yes.
The Guardian.
Yes.
Hey, man, I love them really topless politicians on page 3 that they've got there.
That would be
Those-
very funny if you, I mean, when you're in the UK, I mean, like now,
Yeah.
like today, just go in and, you know, pick up a copy of The Guardian and just slam it down on the newsagent's counter and go, just a copy of a local rag, thanks, mate.
Okay, I'll do that.
Also, we decided not to do the Sun's top 30 British games, which was just BMX Triple X, Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah. Halo 4. The 30 greatest British video games is what this is. So
That's
it's not
it.
the entirety of the United Kingdom. It's an England special, and I'm in Scotland right now, so this is kind of a little neighbouring of where I actually am, but it's the UK.
It's the good thing that like Scotland and England just love each other and there's no animosity there as well.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
definitely. And in the last month, that would have only gotten better. I mean, in this
arguably-
current month.
This is arguably a big waste of everyone's time. Let's dive in, fellas.
Right.
There's a lot more games developed in Britain than I realized
Yeah.
before looking at this article. Like, before we dive into it, I think that everyone associates Rare with the UK, and everyone, I feel like, kind of knows that the GTA games
Yeah, the
are
two
from over there.
The
Yep.
two brothers and the other guy are all British.
The
yeah.
houses.
Yes.
Are there any other things that jump out in your head as being like, oh, that's an English game?
Shit weather simulator.
Yeah. Not really. Not really.
Cooking Mama, but with bad food?
Yes. Yes.
Cooking Madam.
All right, gentlemen, set phases to banter, and let's get into it.
So these are in no particular order. Oh, no, they're
Well,
in
it's
alphabetical
alphabetical.
order.
Nox never learnt the alphabet. That would be
So do you want to go through these, Tommy, or what are we doing here?
Look, I'd absolutely love to. I'll take the reins on this one. All right, so Batman Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, it starts strong.
I had no idea that Rocksteady
Rocksteady,
was
yeah.
British. Good on him for doing it. Batman is it's
Good
so,
on him.
Yeah. No,
Well,
hey,
Let's move on to the next game.
it's
I can't see how it's going to get better than that.
Yeah.
and I imagine this will be a through line of these. They're all very
They're all
American
British.
games, like culturally.
Right. Sure.
This is a game set in is Batman in America?
yeah, Gotham City.
Is that in America though?
Yes.
In the comics? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I didn't know if they had something called like Schmamerica.
No.
Because it's Gotham and Metropolis instead of
Superman is like the greatest American hero.
Yeah, I guess so.
They all talk in American accents.
They all yes, exactly.
Does New York exist?
Yes, because Spider-Man's New York. Oh no, but he's Marvel.
Yeah.
Man,
'Cause
I think it does.
is Gotham...
Gotham's-
Where's Gotham?
Gotham isn't Gotham meant to, no, Metropolis is meant to be New York.
And then
Sort
Gotham's
of.
like Chicago or something?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure New York is referenced in the movies.
So then is there New York and then down the road it's like, oh, here's Metropolis as well. And it's basically New York.
I think so. Yeah. I should know this. I've read a lot of these comics.
I'm starting to think comics might be a little silly.
No.
But so Batman Arkham Asylum especially is one of the best games of that generation. And it I am stunned that it's British. Not because of the quality of it, but because it is such an American
like that's
thing.
what you say.
All the voices are fucking super American. Everything about it for that revolutionary of a game in a lot of ways.
That's
too.
what I was going to say. It really it took licensed superhero games from being the worst games,
Yeah.
basically, to
Yeah.
that was it's still one of the best games ever made. Like it's really super tight. It's so good.
Especially the combat ape what it did so regularly.
Yeah.
Still,
Wait a minute. Combat Batman Manchester.
Oh shit! Chester Zoo, which
Yes.
isn't in Manchester. I
Zoo
believe.
magazine, my favorite magazine.
Big tits, tit mouse, mouse trap, trap door, Dawkins.
Richard Dawkins.
There is no God.
Boys, we've fucking gotten onto something here.
Yeah. Wow.
Like that Spider-Man game that's coming out soon looks to have Batman combat.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and like, what, 9 years after the release of Arkham Asylum, Spider-Man is essentially a clone of that game.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. It's
In-
that game with like Watch Dogs thrown in.
Yeah.
What was Rocksteady's pedigree before they did these?
That's a good
Does
question.
That
anyone
is a
know?
very good question.
Because
I have
they've done
no
all of
idea.
them, right?
I
there
feel
was
like
one a couple of years ago.
Arkham Origins, I don't think they did.
yeah, that was, and there's a couple of there's a mobile one and a DS one or something like that.
Right.
But Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, they definitely did, and those are all three really good
Arkham
games.
Knight is what I'm thinking of, I think. PS4,
yeah.
3 years ago or something?
Yeah.
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 Batmobile was in it.
They've
Yes,
been
yes.
kind of off the radar for a while too, I feel like. Mm-hmm. They are working on something,
Yeah.
you'd assume. Maybe since I'm over here in the UK, I'll take a trip down to England from here in Scotland, where
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
And I will knock on their door and go like, hey, what are you doing?
And they'll be like, "Hey,
How did you get in?
Yeah, what are they? I'm trying to look up what else they've made.
Urban Chaos Riot Response was the only game they made before Batman Arkham Asylum.
Wow, that
So
must
they
have been
had-
a fucking... Someone at DC must have fucking crapped their dacks over that one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, or like took a chance, like took a punt, because like they, have made a fantastic game.
Urban Chaos, something that little man by the name of the Joker loves creating.
Oh yes.
So maybe just on title alone, DC were like, these guys absolutely get it.
Okay. Well,
you wanna-
London riots. It all ties in.
Want to know how I got the rights to this game?
My father was a drinker and accidentally signed something. Do you want to hear a little quick description of Urban Chaos for the PS2?
Yeah.
The player controls Nick Mason, a member of the newly formed T-Zero Riot Response Squad. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, that seems like it's the only thing they did. But in the context of the time, some sort of, I don't want to say shitty development studio, but an unknown development studio being given the rights to a comic book game, not that big of a deal.
Yeah. It was no risk at that point in time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And do you think because they're all so shitty at the time that, DC just like, what, it's going to turn out like a piece of crap anyway, like they all
Exactly,
do. Some
yeah.
10-year-olds will buy it and then they're like, bugging me down.
Yeah.
These mad poms have actually done it.
Guys, this game is too good. Can you please make it worse?
Yeah.
And it's like, when we port it to PC, that's when we'll make it worse.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, that's right, yeah.
So a lot of the employees of Rocksteady were from Argonaut Games,
Okay.
who made Croc,
Oh, yes.
which I don't believe will be a game that's showing up on this list of the 30 best British games.
I remember playing Croc. I had maybe the demo on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was just a Mario 64 clone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they made a Catwoman game, the Argonaut people, as well. So there's some Catwoman lineage there, I suppose, up to Batman, which makes a lot of sense.
Right.
In what
Wait,
way?
yeah, how?
Because Catwoman is in Batman, near New York.
Get a load of this nerd.
Why is there no Catman?
Because it's 2018.
Oh, sorry.
My dude. Cool. Also,
Yeah.
male cats are dogs. Yeah, Batman Arkham Asylum, still a good game, I would wager. I haven't played, but I played Arkham Knight, which is basically the same thing.
I
Yeah.
played the
3 years
remastered version on PS4.
Oh, right.
It's fucking great still.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember loving whichever one I played was either that or it might have been City actually.
Yeah.
It was the second one, and what oh boy, what a good time.
Yes.
3 great games. Origins is meant to be like undervalued as well.
I really like Origins. I think the story is the best of them all.
It's set at Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Do they
Yeah.
still have Christmas in Batman?
Shit, yeah, they do.
Is there Halloween?
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty risky. You don't want people walking around in a bunch of masks.
I know. It's already tempting enough.
Burnout Paradise.
Oh. Moving on.
Yeah, we
Burnout
talked about
Paradise.
this recently, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
man.
got re-released. Yeah.
It's such a good game. All the
Yeah.
Burnout games. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get it. I'm gonna get that. That remaster that came out recently.
I'm not sure. I didn't end up getting the remaster. I feel as though there may be some reason not to.
No, I played it. It was like it didn't necessarily feel like a huge upgrade in terms of a remaster. Like it just kind of felt like I was playing the original game.
Yep.
The original game's good though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Cool.
It's good.
Is it Criterion who made them?
Yep.
I, for a long time, thought the Criterion Collection, as in the film stuff, was
Yep.
in some way involved with them.
No.
Are they still going? Those Criterion collections?
Of course they are.
I think
they?
so.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't say it like I'm the fucking dumbest man alive.
Why would they have
Because
stopped
no
it?
one's buying DVDs now.
Yeah, but it's for the collectors.
Yeah.
It's
and
like books, you know?
Blu-rays, yeah. Exactly. You don't need to buy a book anymore because learning's fucking lame.
Yeah, well, fuck me then.
That's not why.
I wish
Yeah,
I
it
was
is.
dead.
So they make the Need for Speed games now, Criterion.
I really like the Need for Speed games now. There's a few on the PS4 that you can get that are all really good. They're sort of that arcadey mix, you know?
Right. I thought they were meant to have gotten kind of dog shit over the last 2-3 years.
Well, maybe I haven't played one in 2 or 3 years, but there was definitely one on the PS4 that I've got, maybe Payback or something. But it's great. Like, it's got really good races, really sort of long form races where you have to like survive and the cops are after you and the power ups and shit are all really good. Like, it's
Right.
yeah, I think they're really good games.
They also apparently were approached by Nintendo of Europe to create to work on a pitch for a new F-Zero game.
Oh.
God damn.
This is in
Oh.
2015, and it was going to be for the Wii U. And obviously, they either said no, or Nintendo said this looks bad.
Yeah.
Because I believe the more recent. Oh, okay. They worked on Star Wars Battlefront 2 apparently as well.
Shit.
Criterion, but yeah, they're mainly the Burnout games. And do you remember Black? It was meant to be Burnout, but for shooters. And it came out in like 2005 for PS2 and the Xbox. It was really hot. I never ended up playing it.
Yeah.
But it was meant to be, I guess, sort of like almost like John Wick or something is now. It's like fast sort of, no, not John Wick, but whatever. Like, imagine Burnout is to racing.
Yeah.
Put that onto shooters. That's what Black was meant to be. No, you're going to have to.
I was hoping for a description.
Never going to happen.
I was really desperate to get some more clarity around
It's not
this.
because I can't describe it. It's because I just don't want to right now.
Why did you bring this up when you haven't played it and you barely seem to know what it is?
'Cause I'm
and
looking
are
over
incapable
10
of
years
describing
ago.
it.
I'm looking at a Wikipedia article, and I'm not going to not say anything on here.
Do you guys remember Black? Because I certainly don't.
Once you go black, I forget.
I haven't played Black, so maybe I'll go back.
Yeah, okay. I wish we could.
No, you're all right. All right, moving along. Cannon fodder.
No idea.
Now, this sounds familiar. I feel like maybe I played like a demo of this at some stage.
Oh, before we go on, Burnout Paradise, Batman Arkham Asylum, deservedly in top 30 games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, cannon fodder. So it is a top-down shooter.
Yeah, you have like a little squad of guys who you move around with the mouse. It was for the Amiga originally,
Right.
which was a very British computer. Like that and like the Acorn and those sort of
Yeah.
things. British computers back in the day are so funny.
Right.
The ZX Spectrum.
Oh, yeah.
Just the fact that they only really succeeded there and the rest of the world was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm playing a Commodore, which has the most British
Yeah,
name.
yes. Yeah.
But anyway, they, it.
Have you played it?
I've played some of it in
Right.
one of the versions. It's one of those ones where it's been re-released so
Yeah.
many times over the course of recent history.
Sure.
I mean, not ancient history.
No.
There's no stone tablets with it on. But
Recent history, like, for example, the beginning of August 2018.
yeah.
Yes.
Weird. I don't remember that happening recently.
Oh, okay.
Here in August.
Just describe what happened yesterday.
Yesterday
in
on
August.
the
15th or
last day
16th
I
of
was
August.
there was a guy in Edinburgh who beat up a bunch of people in the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And his name?
He was wearing a beanie. That's all they know about him.
Wow, type of hat.
Not a balaclava?
Not a hat. That's what it was about. But it's kind of a point and click shooter thing from top down, and you've got to avoid like my memory of it is that you have to use cover quite a lot because
Right,
it's sort of
okay.
one of those you die in a couple of shots type things.
Right.
Right.
It had a very catchy song that would play in the intro and like in between stuff. It had sort of like a weird like poppies everywhere, World War I
yes.
kind of
Sure.
imagery, and like that's kind of all I remember about it. But it is one of those ones where people who played it at the time, especially, do sort of revere it as like this very good game for the time.
Okay.
Something that I love, a quite cartoony approach where when you fall over and die, you are replaced by a little tombstone.
Yep.
Pops up immediately. Now, that is that classic British workmanship.
That's
As soon as you touch the ground, they're
Yep.
straight in there with a tombstone ready to go.
Stiff upper lip. Just get on with it. Put the tombstone up and move on.
Come on, I know they're worms, but let's build them a tombstone immediately.
That is what I thought.
Sensible Software was the name of the people who, or the company, and they
Yep.
made a game called Sensible Soccer, which is my favorite video
That's
game
great.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most British developer name as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Sensible software.
Everybody likes soccer, but let's not be silly about it.
Yes.
Up next, and we are going alphabetical, so this is another C, what I think is one of the most boring things ever created. Comedy of Adam Knox.
Yes.
Funny.
It's many things, but it is not boring.
Yeah.
I just
Oh,
do
I
that.
wish it was boring. Boring comedy is in these days. Anyway, Championship Manager.
Championship manager /
yes.
football manager. Now, yeah.
No interest.
Yep. Adam, anything to say?
I am Harvey Norman because I have no interest.
Bought a TV off them the other day.
Was it interest free?
I mean, a month and a half ago.
I'm Dick Smith because I have absolutely closed off to this discussion about championship match.
And occasionally, I think sexist. I think he's made some sexist comments.
I'm
Dick
not
Smith.
literally the man Dick Smith. I'm the company Dick Smith that has since closed down.
Yeah.
I'm nothing like the man, but I respect him greatly. He makes the worst Vegemite. I
Yes.
like to think of this as Excel.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
a spreadsheet simulator, and like you two, I have no interest. And I don't know if I would if I loved soccer. I think I probably still wouldn't, but people get fucking super into it.
Yeah.
This really is just
Yeah.
one of those games, though, where it's like, why don't you just go and do anything else? Like, if this
Sure.
is what you like in a video game,
Sure.
then clearly games are just like, why are you doing this?
You could be making millions of dollars
Yes.
with this exact same behavior.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You could be like running MYOB for a giant company. Like you could, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
My other thing is like, why don't you just play FIFA? If you like soccer,
Yeah.
and you want to play a game,
But maybe you don't like soccer, you like being the soccer coach.
yeah, then you're a
Or
psychopath.
not the coach, the
Manager.
manager.
yeah.
I think it's in the title of the game, Adam.
I like soccer coaches, and that's why I play Truck Simulator. That
Very-
type of coach.
very nice.
Different type of coach.
Let's move on.
Please, let's.
Up next, DJ Hero.
I fucking love this game.
I never played it, but I always really, really wanted to. This was like in the sweet spot of me having like absolutely no disposable income whatsoever, and
same.
it being a peripheral that carried with it. This would have been what, like $160 or something to get that little sweet wheel.
Probably more at the time, I bet. Because
Yeah.
I have a vague memory of like 200
I
bucks.
definitely picked it up when shops were like, just take it.
Yeah,
We
yeah, I
want this
remember
off
that.
of the shelf because it's fucking huge, this box.
That's a
It turns
great-
out mashups aren't that fucking marketable.
Right. They
And-
were for a little while.
There was
Yeah,
a little
big time.
period of time where, like, I guess this is kind of in that point as well, where like Girl Talk was real big.
Yep.
And
The
but
Super Mash Bros were very good.
it came along at the end of the
They were real.
Mash Bandicoot.
That's good.
Mash Catchem.
Okay.
That must be one.
That's good.
Mash Browns. Like hash.
Yep.
Mash Wednesday.
Just M-A-S-H.
Yep.
What's this weird mash I have all over my dick?
Oh.
Some kind of sexually transmitted disease, like a rash.
Yes, I got it.
Keep reading.
This is right towards the end of like the Guitar Hero sort of craze. though,
yes,
as well.
it was.
They did make two of them.
What was the second one called?
DJ Hero 2, I believe.
Interesting.
It,
This is weirdly a thing that I wish that I could get now. Like I've actually
Yes,
thought about getting
yes.
this. Like how do I get what was it was PS2?
PS3 and 360.
Right, okay.
And maybe a PC version? Probably not.
Hmm.
I don't know. But it was. There's been similar peripherals to it as well. Like this mentions it, the Beatmania stuff and all of those older PS1 style sort
Right.
of things from the Japanese arcades.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really fucking fun. The music was good. Every one of the tracks was just like dumb and fun.
Right.
And the controller was actually really cool to use. It had 3 buttons on the turntable, and you could spin the turntable the whole way around.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to do a combination of using those 3 buttons, moving like a mixing slider to the left and right,
Yep.
and then or putting it in the center, and a just a button that you'd hit sometimes to like remix or whatever. And so sometimes you'd have to like hold the blue thing down, slide it to the left, and then spin the whole thing round a full 360 and catch it on the blue button again.
Right.
Which was super fucking fun.
Oh, it sounds great.
Yeah.
It sounds really cool.
Were you doing this with vinyl or CD? Because you're not a real DJ unless
I
you're
had 2
using wax,
iPods on
dude.
the go.
I'd love for them to bring out aux cord DJ Hero, and it's literally just a controller that simulates your phone.
Yeah.
Player
It's just
1 has to
Spotify.
play a driving simulator. Player 2 does that. And then player 3 and 4 have to sit in the back and just look at their phones.
Yeah.
Complaining about what's being played.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one, something that I have no memory of, Dungeon Keeper.
Oh, I have memory of this. This
Yeah.
was a great game.
The least surprising thing you've ever said.
It was great. It was like a little sort of like like a Sims RTS sort of thing where you'd create a dungeon and the hero would come in and it'd be like Mousetrap almost, and like you'd have to keep getting them on the various challenges and shit.
Right.
This is the one where you could go into any of your like minions first person views, right?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yes.
I remember that about this, and that being like a big deal at the time because it's like late or mid to 90s even.
Yes,
So
yeah.
that kind of thing was like super mind blowing.
Totally. This I think this was a shareware one that I got from the supermarket. Never had the full game, but I
Right.
remember really liking it a lot.
Bullfrog are one of those companies who people EA. They were one of the early ones EA bought up.
Oh, really?
And people were like, "Oh, fuck you, EA."
They were so creative. They were a really creative company at this point in time.
What else did they do? I'm going to look them up because I remember Bullfrog being a big deal. It was like them and Westwood who made the Command and Conquer games.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Were like those first. Well, I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page for an actual Bullfrog.
You got to check that disambiguation, bro.
Happy to hear facts
appear to
about the
have
actual
produced,
bullfrog.
a toxin that they secrete through their skin.
Boy, these guys are wild.
Theme
Video
park.
games were the wild
Oh, they
west.
come
back
into
then.
a pond.
It was
Wow.
like theme park and theme hospital
Yeah,
and all
Theme
those.
right,
Hospital
right,
was
right.
was the one that I actually did play a shit ton of from them. Yeah.
Populous and Syndicate. These are like big 90s PC games.
Only 90s kids will remember.
But yeah,
Remember Bullfrog? This is them now. Feel old yet?
Yeah.
they released a dogshit version of Dungeon Keeper on iOS not that
Oh.
long ago. And it was all just like, give us $5 was the game.
Sure.
Uh,
A good business model, but a bad game.
It's that we must have talked about this whole thing of how they're looking for whales with mobile games.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
and just microtransactions. Yeah.
But like most people don't do it. The microtransactions, you get like 10% who will do some, and then there's like 1% of people who will do $40,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Japanese games love whales. They just hunt those whales.
If we're doing crook jokes, I was trying to work on one about this being a game about Joseph Fritzl, but I couldn't do it either. So
I heard on the radio back in the middle of July that there's some Japanese company that's trying to overturn the no whale killing thing.
right.
That's bold.
Yeah.
It's just like, this thing that you put in for all sorts of like very, very good humane reasons. How about you ever think about just going back on it? Because
Yeah.
boy, we'd love to go out and harpoon some of
We
them.
just love the blubber. We just love it.
man, Ahab Industries have got to stop. I don't know what their problem is.
Boys, we got to pick up the pace.
We do.
Elite.
Very old game, probably unplayable now. Massively groundbreaking in terms of it's like open. It's No Man's Sky 0.
Yes.
Or whatever. And all about trading, more spreadsheets. It's probably boring.
Yeah.
but
Elite
people-
Dangerous, is that actually descended from Elite?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's I don't know if it's the same people, but it's probably in some way related. But that was back in the days of people sitting in their bedroom or garage just typing up games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the few on this list from that era, even though that sort of thing was massive in England at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Fable 2.
Love Fable 1. I don't think I've played 2. But,
Yeah, why is 2 on here?
I think it was better. I think it was Fable was like,
Right.
oh yeah, cool. You can like do a quest and there's funny little cartoon designs and there was a relatively living world in terms of an open world kind of RPG. But I think Fable 2 expanded on that in a
Right.
massive way.
So it's all like Fable characters and stuff.
No.
It's just called Fable.
It's
It's just like
fantasy. It's a fantasy,
fantasy,
right.
RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
that
Yeah.
would be a better game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lionhead as well, who made it. Since we're focusing on the people, made I liked Black and White back in the day.
I loved Black and White.
It was real good. And
I was a huge fan of Peter Molyneux and Lionhead. They were my shit. That was my
Yeah.
absolute favorite company.
Peter Molyneux. Do you remember him, Tommy? He's the
I
dude
know the
who
name.
he would come out and be like, "My next game is gonna let you." This is kind of what he sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah,
ish. It's gonna let you do anything.
Yeah.
Anything in the world.
You control the world. You shape it to your whims.
You can
It
do
is a new kind of game.
what you want. It comes out. It's like, oh, it's a Rubik's Cube. You fuck. Just a bigot. Like, I think he had the best of intentions as
He
well.
absolutely. I think he was too ambitious for the
Yeah.
technical capabilities of the time.
The movie's also a fucking awesome
yes.
game.
Yeah.
But yeah, Peter Molyneux kind of has faded into obscurity now.
Yeah.
He has his own company, I think, now, and they released a couple of phone games.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It's
He was in the wrong time, I think.
Yeah.
Mate, I think he's just probably kind of bad at reining himself in and actually doing managerial work, and maybe shouldn't have been at the head of their creative team.
Hates championship manager, that guy. He's awful at it.
Next up, Geometry Wars Retro Evolved.
A bad name, a fucking awesome
Terrible
game.
name.
What is
Retro
it?
Evolved. That's just now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's this podcast.
Yeah.
It's sort of from the past, but it's in the future.
It's currently
Yeah.
mid-August.
It's present.
The
Yeah.
it's a top-down. It's asteroids,
Okay.
like mixed
Right.
with like taking ecstasy at a rave.
Ah.
It's good. It's really, really good. It was originally a little game you could play in the garage when you'd look at your cars in Project Gotham 2,
Oh, wow.
and then they put it out on the 360. It was like one of the early downloadable games.
Right.
And that made it go real big. And it was always really good. And Bizarre Creations, who made it, the people who made Project Gotham, and I fucking loved the Project Gotham games back in the day.
Nice.
You drove around the place, right near New York, no
Ah.
Chicago,
Or
whichever
Metropolis.
one.
Okay, now we got two big boys in a row. GoldenEye 007.
Haven't heard of this one.
Okay.
Are you serious?
I haven't played the first 6. Will I need to have played this one?
Oh, that's good shit.
I'm smarting from how good that was. Yes, this would be... Oh, no, actually, the one under it is also pretty massive. But yeah, this would be one of the biggest games to come out of Britain.
Yep.
Certainly the most lasting impact. Although to play it now, I haven't gone back to it in a very long time. I don't think it would be very playable.
It's a real 90s kids one.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's for people of a certain age, it was just the video game.
It's got
For a
that
long-
ubiquitous thing where it's like everyone, regardless of whether you grew out of video games or not, whether you had a video game console,
Or were really into video games.
yeah,
It was-
everyone of
yeah.
our age has at least one memory of like sitting up all night at a friend's house playing GoldenEye Deathmatch.
If you've ever sat on like the tour bus of a Wu-Tang tour, I bet you've played this as
Sure,
well.
sure.
I always associate it with the back of a tour bus 64.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It also
because you grew up on a tour bus.
I did. I'm that kid from Almost Famous,
Yeah.
except I was like a toddler.
That would be great if they redid Almost Famous, but instead of it being like some light rock band, it's like rappers. It's just
Oh, yeah.
so full on.
Yeah.
Planes going down, and they're like, "Fucking try it! I'll fuck you up, ground." Rareware, the most to me instantly recognizable as British developer on
Yes,
this list.
I agree.
Yeah.
That was
very-
always their thing. Was
Yeah.
that we're the British ones?
Yep.
In Banjo-Kazooie and Conquer and everything, very much a British kind of sense of humour
Yeah.
in all the writing of their games and the vernacular that the characters would use and stuff. They were very very keen to put a stamp on it. Where I think a lot of other games in this list, I think a lot of game developers tend to feel like it's important to have some kind of like, make the game feel like it could have come from anywhere.
Yeah.
Or specifically that it came from America.
America.
Well, yeah.
Like the same as with most movies and like most singing and everything. It's
Yeah.
all very Americanized
Yes,
and like
yes.
because that is in people's heads the default and
Yeah.
which
Like
is
it's
weird.
it's the Hollywood thing. It's like the dominant, Western culture.
And
It's-
which with GoldenEye they kind of did do because it's a James Bond game. Weirdly,
Yeah.
even though he's a fucking British
the
dude,
most British guy.
but it's a super American thing for some reason.
This was their first 64 game, I think. Or no, I think maybe Blast Corps came out before this.
Possibly.
And then from this they go on to, which is funny that they make this very like quite like it's a shooter and everything, and then they become after this most known for like your Banjo-Kazooies and everything. I guess they go back to it with Perfect Dark. But
Even Perfect Dark, I think, was less sort of
it's more future-y
and less full on than GoldenEye seemed at the time in terms of the violence and stuff.
Right.
yeah.
I feel maybe I'm kind of wrong about that because I remember them. No, because in GoldenEye, if you shot parts of their limbs, they would bend and go, "Ow, my fucking arm!"
Right.
They
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah.
say, "Ow, my fucking arm."
Ow, me fucking arm.
My fucking arm's
You
been knackered.
shot me arm off.
People would be covered in. People would kind of in multiplayer at least. They'd have like blood patches and stuff on them, wouldn't they? Like
Yeah.
if you'd
Yeah.
taken a lot of hits. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like maybe my least favorite of their games on the 64 even.
I agree. Yeah.
Because it was like Bindio and Com Racing after this.
Oh, that was an Australian game.
Yeah.
And then all the Banjo-Kazooies and whatever. And yeah, definitely Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie were my highlight from
Same,
Rare on
yeah.
the 64. And I guess ever, because they kind
Right.
of dipped off pretty heavily after the 64. But yeah, super British people. Everyone knows what Rare is.
Yeah.
Also, I guess Lionhead pretty British, because like Fable especially, everyone would be like,
Yeah.
"Hello, chicken chaser."
That's absolutely true. Yes. Yeah.
But then, speaking of Americanized British games, Grand Theft Auto.
Oh,
Yeah, you like that little drum roll with the R there?
Yes. Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, GTA. What a fucking big game.
Yeah.
We've talked about GTA.
This would be the biggest franchise out of England.
Oh, in the world.
Yeah, it may be the biggest franchise in the world.
Yeah.
But like in terms of a ratio of games made to units sold, it probably is. Like the biggest one is probably Mario, just through fucking how many games there have been and how long it's been around.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
Or
yeah,
a Call of Duty or something.
GTA 5 is literally the biggest game in the world.
Yeah.
Yes. If not
In terms
Fortnite.
of money, it is,
Yeah, yeah.
I guess.
I reckon Fortnite and GTA Online would be about the same
Yeah.
now, maybe. But for before the existence of Fortnite, yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, is it still like the biggest day one sales, or like it has the record for some
Yeah.
kind of like money made just in terms of like sales in the first week or something like that?
It's
certainly
massive,
did,
whatever
yeah.
it is. And you can smell the Britishness in it with the, as we've said in the past, to our minds, poor humour
Sure.
Yes.
in the game.
Sure.
Like a British person is putting 69 on the back of every football player or whatever is in them.
Sure. That actually makes the humor a little bit less shitty. If you go like, well, this is like a British sense of humor in an American world.
This is the Brits taking the piss out of their
Yeah.
interpretation of America, but you don't register it as that. You register it as like it's so big that it's like, oh, this is a piss take of America.
It feels to me like that shitty type of British humor as well that's on some of the sitcoms and stuff over there of just like,
Over where?
you know, over in England.
Right, you said over there.
Oh, over. Well, no, yeah, I'm in
Oh,
Scotland.
you're in Scotland. Sorry. Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
yeah. They have different humor in Scotland.
Yes.
Yeah, it's mid-August.
Yeah, but it's funny that the first GTA is it's set in America, isn't it? The top down one, and then the second one.
Oh yeah, the second one is set in London.
Yeah, that's very funny that they go.
yeah.
Gotta get some British shit in here at some point.
Yeah,
Yes.
And then in the mid 2000s, do you remember Getaway?
Yeah,
Which
yes.
was set in the UK, and by all accounts sucked. I don't remember it, but yeah, the fact that they've never gone back
Yeah.
to London, I
To
guess
jolly
it would
old
be.
England.
Yeah, could be great.
It could be fucking like I would like to see them do something a bit different for the next one.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess obviously. Oh well, Red Dead is San Diego.
Is it?
Red Dead is Rockstar San Diego, I think. I don't believe that like Rockstar North, which is the ones who made Grand Theft Auto, is the same studio as Red Dead. I could be talking out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure they're two different groups of people.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
true.
Very British. Are they still based in the UK? Is like their main one still based in the UK?
I think so. I'd have to look it up. I'm not the, whoever will be in charge of that. The tax accountant sort of group.
The tax account.
Sort of group.
What am I, from Passport Control?
Yeah. Right. Customs.
So yeah, Rare and Rockstar, GTA Rockstar, two biggest ones, two least necessary to talk about because we've got a Bandcamp episode all about GTA. If you wanna listen to that.
Yes.
And I reckon Rare will be a good shot for us to do one about them in the future.
Yep.
Yep.
That's fair.
Lego Star Wars. Never played one of these gosh darn Lego games.
Are they all British?
Yeah, probably.
I think
they must not be now.
No, they
must
pump
be so
up.
far
They pump
down.
out so many of. I think like 3 have come out. There's an Incredibles one that came out within the last 2 months.
They do like DC villains. They do fucking Harry Potter. They do every
Lord of the
single-
Rings is the one I've played.
Anything that's below like M-rated, they will do as a Lego game.
But this was the first one, right? Lego Star. I think this was the first one.
I mean, there were Lego games before it, but this was the first like sort of tie into a movie.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I remember kind of wanting to play it at the time, and I mean, this is one that people talk fondly about, but that's a series that just exists for someone else.
They're
It's not me.
boring. I've played like demos of a couple or something.
Yeah.
And-
I just like Lego. What I like about Lego is not the aesthetic; it's building
Yes.
things. That's the satisfying
Yeah,
part.
exactly. Totally. This might as well be the Emoji Movie or whatever because it's just some sort of dumb aesthetic, like you've said, that isn't necessarily appealing outside of its initial purpose.
Yes.
I've just said what you said, but longer.
Yeah, kinda.
But I like to build.
Hey,
and I was building on that point.
you were saying you agree, which I appreciate.
I wasn't saying that. That wasn't my intention.
You were saying, Ben, you're right, and I respect you.
Next up, we got Lemmings. We talked about Lemmings in our MS-DOS episode for Bandcamp.
This is DMA Design who transitioned into being Rockstar North.
Yes.
Right,
For those history buffs out there.
not much more to say about this game.
A fucking great game.
Fond memories of it back in the day.
Lemmings was fucking
Huge.
ubiquitous at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
on everything.
It was like Minesweeper, Lemmings, and Microsoft Flight Simulator were on every
Yep.
PC.
Yeah.
It was the Skyrim of its day. And I think it's better than Skyrim.
Yeah.
Lemmings is fucking awesome, and I miss it. Now's the time for a Lemmings reboot.
I'd
Yes.
love a Lemmings reboot.
Yep.
We talked
It's
about this
time.
on the MS-DOS episode that they, like many franchises, they had a crack at 3D and they
Yeah.
kind of fucked it. Like people
Yeah.
weren't really into it. But now, like, surely they could they'd know how to do it because, people were still trying to work out, how's this 3D stuff really work?
Nowadays, you don't need to do 3D
Yeah,
as well.
it's the 2D
Yeah.
renaissance.
You can go back, have it on just on a fucking iPhone. Who cares? Touch
Yeah.
screen.
Oh,
There
man,
probably is
yeah.
that already, but like, I don't know. There's got to be some new little secret sauce you can dip into the Lemmings soup.
Yeah. Is there a
Yes.
Lemmings on iOS? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look this up.
But Lemmings is, everyone knows what Lemmings is, but it's a fucking sick game.
It's the Tetris of Britain. Like Tetris is such a great invention of a style of game that
Yeah.
Russia just nailed, and the British people were like, "Hey, let's do something where it's different and good."
Oh,
Yep.
God. There's
What's-
nothing but bad clones.
Oh,
Ants. Sticklings.
I prefer a Lemmings life.
It's pretty
Lemmings-
ironic that there's all these people sort of following Lemmings step by step, just copying what they do.
Oh, why?
Well, because it's like what ants do. Little
yes.
Big Planet.
A game that you famously hate.
Yeah. Well, I hate the way it controls.
Yeah.
And that is the basis around which the rest of the game is supposed to be built.
I don't like this game either.
It just felt
It's-
shitty to move around.
Yeah,
in, right?
I bought it when I first bought my PS3.
Yeah.
First time coming over from Nintendo to a non-Nintendo console and thought, okay, this is the platformer on here. Looks kind of, like the sort of stuff I enjoy. I was just like, oh, is this what they're doing over here? This feels like shit.
It was massively different. Like that style, the little baubles and the
Yeah.
textures and stuff. It was very
I like the way it looks.
distinct.
Kind of.
I really liked the way it looked, but yeah, I had a similar problem. It was just a bit imprecise.
Felt bad.
It
Yeah.
was slippery and
Yeah.
like like to build something around like the whole idea with Little Big Planet for anybody who doesn't know because I guess it has been sort of a while.
Yeah.
It was Super Mario Maker.
Yep.
You would go in and you could build, but it was a lot more expansive. So you could build all these weird different things or build platforming levels and do a bunch of stuff with that.
But it still did
Yeah.
have just a campaign where
It
you
did,
were just playing
yep.
a single
which
player
always
story.
just felt like a sort of showroom for what you could do with it.
It also
Yeah.
was like one of the earliest games that I played where there was like sort of general open to everyone co-op or messages
Yeah.
or tips
Yeah.
and hints left behind on every level in that single player campaign. There was
Yeah.
a lot of online sort of functionality.
Yeah.
And so you'd move around. It was just a side-scrolling thing, but there were 3 levels of depth that you could
Yes.
go between, and it was
that's right.
very unclear to see which one you were at.
Yeah.
Then the jumping, you would float about the place. You'd have to grip onto stuff with the L and R buttons.
That's right.
That was the bit I hated the most.
It
I
did
think.
not feel good to do.
It was
and
the problem was it was slow platforming.
Yes.
totally.
So
Yeah.
It was
just-
slow and imprecise platforming, which are
Yeah.
like the 2 opposite things to what you want for that from that genre.
Totally.
And people made interesting shit with it because it had a really powerful and I think easy to use sort of level creation tool that was narrated by Stephen Fry.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it just didn't feel good. So why would you make anything? Media Molecule, who made this, are now working on that Dreams game,
Yes.
which is sort of an expansion of this idea of user created content and all of that. The Joseph Gordon-Levitt model. And I still have no idea what that Dreams game is.
Yep.
But if it has any of the sensibilities in terms of how it actually plays that Little Big Planet did, then boo.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo.
Bad game. Manhunt.
Oh, I remember this being the game that all my cool friends were super into. Like, all the fucking edgelords of high school were like, man, you can bash a guy's head in with a hammer. I
Dude,
never, like...
It's crazy. You can beat the shit out of a guy. Now I'm going back to listen to my music. This is the anthem. Throw all your hands up. That was quieter because it was in his headphones.
Yeah.
Oh,
This was in the news heaps for like being censored and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
This was like, one of those, it's been 10 years since Mortal Kombat and have video games finally gone too far.
Yeah, right.
You could. It's a murder simulator. This is Rockstar North again, by the way.
Yeah. Yep.
I never played this game. Did you play it?
No, I watched over someone's shoulder while they played it, and I was like...
You were like crouching behind a couch.
You were scared.
No, they were like, come and check it out. I'm like, I don't... Sure. Like, I loved GTA 3.
Yeah.
That was a violent game, but this was just like... I don't know. The guys who were like, I watched R18 horror movies when I was 13, and I was like, I'm too scared of them.
Yeah,
I don't get the appeal.
Yeah, I saw From Dusk Till Dawn when I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
It didn't have an impact on me. It's like, dude, you're strangling a cat while you talk to it. You're literally not even aware that you're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're erect as the life is draining out of its eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. All I've got to go on is the movie, and I think that might have done something.
I remember one thing about this game, other than the fact that it was like... So it was like a game show, and you had to go around and stab people and kill them, and then you'd win the game show, right?
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It was like Murder World. We live in
Yeah.
a world owned by a man who loves murder, and you get, some...
Dude,
Have you guys seen...
Trump's America.
Oh. Is he still in power in August?
Maybe
Now?
not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Series 7? It's a movie about, it's like a fake reality show, and it's it's like each season, it's just like 8 people get picked at random out of a national lottery, and you get given a gun, and it's like whoever's the last person standing,
Yes.
they win, and then they go on to the next series.
Right.
And so it's called Series 7 because it's the 7th series of this show, and I think there's this woman who is like the carryover champ. I think she's won all of them.
Yeah.
And so it's meant to be like, and it came out, I think like 2003 or something, around the time of like reality TV, sort of taking hold. It's like, this is what it could turn into.
Sure.
And I saw it when I was like 15 and went, this is the coolest movie I've ever seen. And I would like show it to everyone. I had it on VHS.
Oh, no.
I loved it. And then I think when I was like 25 or whatever, I went back to watch it. I'm like, I've never been so embarrassed in my whole life by something that I used to like. A shitty band or something is not half it. It just is so
I don't know.
badly made and on the nose and just the most clunky point that at the age of 15 I was like, whoa, man, because we are heading this way if we're not careful.
And that's kind of what life is like.
Yeah, the simple life is poison.
That kind of reminds me of this game Manhunt that Rockstar North made. I remember that if you wore a microphone while you were playing this game, it would measure. It would like if you made too much noise, that the people around would react to it
Oh, right.
by going, "Why are you wearing a microphone in a single player game?"
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like a dumb feature that
That is dumb.
That is so dumb.
Don't wear the microphone. You won't
Yeah.
get found.
Yeah, the ultimate. It's like taping up your mouth if you're going on a stealth mission.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like taping up the.
No one's going to be able to hear my breath if I tape up my nostrils and mouth.
It's like taping up the camera on your laptop if you're going to jack off in front of it.
Yeah, man. It's a cool idea.
Yeah. And
That
safe.
It's annoying
Cyber
in
safety.
practice.
By the way, I do that.
Yeah.
And twice in the last 2 months, I've been on Skype calls for business that have begun with like blackness on their end, and they just see me like visibly peeling tape off my camera. And there's no other reason to be doing that.
You could just do it dramatically, like ta-da,
Yeah.
you know,
Hello.
like
Oh,
you're
let me
tearing
just-
through a curtain.
Yeah.
Let me just turn the light on, and then as I'm peeling off a Band-Aid, just I go, click.
All right, I got this list in front of me now. Software
Someone's-
Projects is the exciting name of the developer who made Manic Miner / Jet Set Willy. 2 games that sound like they were made up for an episode of The Simpsons.
Yes. Yes. Fuck. I've never heard of either of these.
I've heard of Manic Miner, but yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's about a miner. The sequel, Depressive Miner, is a lot worse.
Yeah.
Just doesn't get out of bed. You can't even tell he's a miner. Jet Set Willy, man named
Nothing.
Willy, probably got a jetpack.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Got nothing to say about those
Let's
two.
do.
This is a good one. Micro Machines.
Fuck yeah.
Great.
Man, I loved these games.
Very good.
Micro Machines games were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
SNES? Am I SNES?
I think there was one. There was maybe like a 5-6 year period where they they came out on everything, right?
Yeah, I think so. I played them on the Mega Drive back
Right.
in the day. But yeah, 1 and 2. 2 had on the Mega Drive 2 little extra controller ports in the cartridge.
What?
So you could do 4 players.
Hell yes.
Fucking awesome.
That's great.
Top-down driving, you had to try and be as far forward on the screen as you could, because if you fell back too far, the other player would get a point.
Yes.
I remember at the when I first played it being very pissed off by it because I was used to you're behind the cart kind of viewpoint.
Right, and there was
just
isometric, right? Sort of?
Just
Yes,
top-down.
top
Or was it
down,
actually
yeah.
top-down?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I remember just being like, why isn't this just made in a different way? This
Yeah.
is really annoying. But then that kind of, having to, like, actually dying if you fall behind, such an interesting little twist on it.
All the levels using the thing of them being small little
Yeah.
micro machines as well. And so you
Yes.
were driving over ruler bridges between
Yeah.
desks and shit.
Yeah.
Was really fucking cool. These games were awesome.
There's a
For
track-
our younger listeners, it's like the movie Ant-Man where he goes small and he fights on like a train, like a toy train set.
Yeah.
It's that.
And a lemming is like these things we used
Yeah.
to talk about that nobody brings up anymore. And the myth was that they followed each other off of cliffs, but they didn't actually. Walt Disney just kicked them off or something.
Something like that, yeah.
They
So
did
have fun in Disneyland, boys.
Oh.
They did a track kind of reminiscent of this in Mario Kart 8. It's like a kid's bedroom. It's like
Yes.
where you Ribbon Road or something.
Yep. Yeah,
where
yeah,
You
yeah.
can see all these like toys of like stuff in the distance. Good stuff.
Really good stuff.
Micro Machines, I reckon, would hold up very well today as well. So go
I agree.
back if you have any interest. New Star Soccer by Simon Reed in 2012. We can skip.
An iOS game.
Sorry, Simon.
Don't know what it is, but Simon.
Simon says, let's move on.
Paradroid.
Yeah, when I was scanning through this list, this was a skip one for me.
Yeah.
I remember it being significant, and I don't remember why. I think you could overtake other robots' bodies.
Oh.
Something like that. It was one of those, again, one person made it back in the day.
Right.
ZX Spectrum type things.
Sweet.
Bullfrogger back. Populous.
Yeah. We mentioned that earlier. That's, it's a good game.
City builder type thing, right? For you're a god.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I'm just going to read out the entry here of this.
Okay.
The game that established Peter
Molyneux.
Molyneux as one of Britain's most storied and at times controversial designers came about through a misreading of the phone book.
Yeah, that's the type of guy he is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
The PC manufacturer Commodore called Molyneux's office Taurus, called Molyneux's company Taurus to offer the use of its computers by accident. They meant to call Taurus, Taurus.
Instead
Molyneux
of
went along with the call,
TAUS.
secured some computers for his studio, and the result was the first God Sim. That's that hasn't explained anything.
Well,
Peter Molyneux stole some
He stole
computers.
some computers.
Right.
And he was like, well, I
It's
can
like,
use these to make a game.
I think I could be a god.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I never played this, but this was, basically a black and white, like a God sim. God sim.
Yep. Race Driver Grid.
Never played it. It's a racing game.
Yep.
Codemasters again.
Oh, yes.
They were Micro Machines.
Yep.
Oh, right.
And a few others too. They had a lot of. I remember them having remember them being one of those big. They would always have their logo very big on the box, and I remember seeing them a lot. Like when I would go into like PC shops that sold computer games.
They were the masters of code.
Rome Total War.
These games are fucking sick.
Oh, so who makes these?
Creative Assembly.
Right.
And
these
they're-
are fucking great games.
They've made a bunch of fucking sick ones. Alien Isolation is also made by them.
They're fucking awesome. Then.
One of the best games of this generation.
Yep.
It never gets the props it deserves.
Agreed.
Those props being a fake throne and a fake crown.
This next one is one that is surprising to me that it's on this list. SingStar.
Oh, yeah. Sony
I'm surprised
London.
that it's British.
I mean, they created Pop Idol, the Brits.
Yeah.
So, they love...
Wait, no, that was Idol. That made that noise.
Yeah.
SingStar, I always fucking hated.
I never have played it,
Yeah.
and I never understood how you would. Like, how do you sing a game? How does it know?
They're two different pitches, and it just registers your pitch. So you can do it in any octave as well.
Right.
It figures out. It's a how
It's
you
like
can,
a
it's
guitar
a guitar
tuner.
tuner completely.
Okay. Wow.
That's the only thing it does. But I remember every single fucking time something would be off about the way that it told you to sing it. So
Right.
you would sing it correctly to the track, it felt like at least, and it would not have that little bit that happens in the song. So if a song goes ba da ba da ba, it would tell you to just go ba 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 ba.
Right.
Like it.
Yeah.
It didn't contain every little bit.
Kind of like how
wow.
if you're playing Guitar Hero on a lower level.
Yes.
It's only doing like every fifth note. Like
And it
if you
can
actually know anything
sometimes-
about guitar, it's like kind of frustrating.
Right.
Completely. It can
Yeah.
be more difficult to play it on a lower
Yeah.
level because you'll hit notes that aren't there.
Yeah.
And
Because you're
I'm
wanting
such
to like
a
kind
good
of
singer.
You are though. You are genuinely a very good singer.
Thank you. But like it is, I don't know. They made a million of them and people
Yeah.
love them. And they made some like good innovations of how like you can sing into your phone so you can have 8 people playing at once or
Right.
whatever.
And it's still going strong? Yeah?
I believe it's
like that and Just Dance just keep coming out every
Yeah.
year.
At some point, it was a free app on the PS3,
Right.
SingStar, and you just bought individual tracks or whatever.
Yeah.
I never understood the appeal of doing this as opposed to just like going out and getting blind and doing karaoke.
It's because you're a 12-year-old. I think is the appeal. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, it's
Yeah.
more for children's
My
birthdays
point still
and stuff.
stands.
Yeah, get drunk, kids.
Yeah.
Get maggot.
It's so much fun, and it never leads to problems.
Yeah. It never impacts your life in a negative way.
Anyway,
Only positive.
Here in mid-August, I'm happy to say that I've completely finished Dry July, and it went well, and it wasn't even difficult.
School Days.
SKOOLDAZE.
Hell yes.
This game came out in 1984 and has the most 90s name.
yeah.
That's so crazy. David and Helen Reedy made it, and those guys absolutely can predict the future.
Yes.
If they created School Days
Yeah.
in 1984.
Fucking hell. What
Ever
is
played
it?
it, boys?
No idea.
Yeah, no clue whatsoever.
Yeah.
Little platformer like kind of game where you're sneaking around a school.
Another one of those sort of ZX Spectrum ones. They all look very similar to me. Games
Right.
from that era, honestly.
Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe.
This is the one that killed River Phoenix, I believe.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. He was playing this at the back of the Viper Lounge. And,
The Viper Lounge, also a great game.
yes.
But the Bitmap Brothers, this is another Amiga one. I remember reading in magazines that people love this.
Right.
It's a death sport thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like a
rollerball.
Exactly. But never played it personally.
Yeah, me either. TXK.
TXK.
Oh, okay. Jeff Minter is the guy who made Tempest.
Right.
You know Tempest, the one where you're going down a tunnel and you're spinning around the tunnel and shooting stuff that's coming towards you in the tunnel.
No,
You'd
but I can
if
visualize
If
it.
you'd seen, like, if you saw a screenshot, you'd recognize it.
Yeah.
Right.
He made this. Know nothing about it.
I can see a screenshot of TXK, and Sure. It's well reviewed. 8 out of 10 from GameSpot. 8.2 out of 10 from IGN. Looks like a fun game. Not the kind of game that I ever have the urge to sit down and thrash out for a few hours.
Yeah.
I would say.
There's a VR version of Tempest, I believe, that looked cool,
Right.
but I haven't played it.
Right.
It looks like Thumper. Thumper is it looks like a similar game.
Nah.
No.
They look similar though. They do have similar visual styles.
Yeah, yeah.
But Thumper's like a rhythm game, and these are more like
Just like a
Space
shooter.
Invaders.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Very popular one, Time Splitters 2.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
I've
Very
never
good
played
game.
this though.
Man, Time Splitters 2 was fucking awesome. So this is a lot of the people from Rare who
Yep.
made GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. Or I guess just GoldenEye. They might have left before Perfect Dark.
Yeah, yeah.
But they splintered off and made this Free Radical design. And they made those Time Splitters games. And I don't know what they do now. I think they made
Yeah.
Haze. Remember fucking Haze for
No,
the
I don't.
PS3? It's because it sucked. And I remember at the time...
Crisis.
Yeah.
They made Crisis 2 and
Okay.
3.
Yeah, 2
apparently.
and 3, that makes sense.
Well, oh yeah, because the first one was by Crytek or
Yeah.
whoever. Yeah, I love the Crisis games, but I never played Time Splitters 1. I might have played Time Splitters 2.
They made fucking Homefront as well.
Oh yes, they did.
Because there was a full Time Splitters level hidden in Homefront 2.
Right.
I think it was a Time Splitters 2 level. So the opening is like a dam, kind of like GoldenEye 64. Time Splitters 2 in particular was fucking fun. Really, there wouldn't be any point in going back to play it these days. I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I remember being bad about it is that when you aimed, it didn't just move the screen immediately, with the right stick. It would move the gun in like this sort of square in the center of the screen. So it would just sort of point a cursor for a while, and then when it got to the edge, it would move.
Yeah, I have the
Yeah,
memory of
Almost
this.
like a Wii game,
Yeah.
A few games did that. Yeah. Yeah.
Real annoying.
Yeah.
But was very, very fun at the time. Particularly multiplayer was a strength of it.
Yes, yeah, and this is Time Splitters 2 is a game that a lot of people mention as like an old classic favorite.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, cool.
She's British.
She's British.
They're British. Core design.
Yep.
Like, it's not British made anymore, I guess.
No.
What is it, IDOS or what? I guess it was IDOS then. Whoever it is now that makes it, I think are in Canada or something.
Fuck yeah, who is it now? It's
Square Enix publish it. But I
Yeah.
don't remember who it's like. I can't remember who it is. And these original Tomb Raider games, I never really liked that much.
I knew I was supposed to like them because they were very popular, but I found them very difficult to play.
The
They look very
controls were
blocky
always
and very
Yeah, it was like that early 3D thing where
Yeah.
it didn't feel right yet.
Yeah.
And it felt like controlling a tank sort of thing.
But
Yeah.
they had a good way of creating atmosphere and a sense of location and adventure with fuck all. Like
Yeah.
the textures were so shitty. It was just like good design, I think. Crystal Dynamics make Tomb Raider now.
That's right.
Right.
That might have frustrated some
So
people.
what do Core Design do now? I'm going to look that up as well.
Maybe they don't exist anymore.
Now, one of the big innovations about Tomb Raider was...
Tomb Raider?
Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Tomb Raider is the Tomb
the
Raider,
educational.
but it just words show up on the screen
Yeah.
and you have to type them to shoot the T-Rex.
Yes. Very good.
One of the big innovations with Tomb Raider was the invention of pretending that there were nude codes in a game in a magazine.
Yes.
I fucking... The level of humor that there was in a lot of magazines at the time of like, get a load of Lara Croft's tits.
Yeah.
That was a low point. And it was British magazines in particular
Yeah,
would
it
do it
was.
so much worse.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can quickly find this thing that I retweeted the other day. Speaking of video game, yeah, this killed me. Someone tweeted a thing of like a photo of like an old letters page from a video games magazine, and it's like someone's done a drawing of Sonic taking a piss on Mario, and it's like, this is the letter of the month, and this one has won a T-shirt, and they've written, "It's a rip-roaring corker. This masterpiece sent a tit around the office. The caption is, Sonic pisses all over Mario."
What a caption.
Jason Fowler of Spixworth, Norwich, is the lucky bleeder who wins our first prize pick Sega Force T-shirt.
Oh, it's
We've
so
seen
British.
Mario blown to pieces, squashed, squeezed and spitted, but we've never seen him humiliated like this before. Nice work.
Wow.
That, like...
You absolute bleeder.
that tone is so like everything everything in every British video game magazine was written exactly that way. Like the reviews and everything were like, this bloody fluffer's got a nutball.
This one sent a tit around the office. It's like, how easily amused is it? An office full of grown adults laughing at some puerile drawing that a 10-year-old did.
When you hear the word titter, this is something genuinely I've never been able to figure out. What do a laugh that is a titter? You try, Tommy.
I'm sort of with...
It's not a laugh that I've ever heard anyone actually make in real life.
Never, ever, ever.
It's a invented cartoon laugh.
Yes.
Like the closest I could get to a genuine noise that would be like a titter is like,
I think like a...
it's
he covered his mouth.
Yeah.
Nobody knows as well.
Like when you're at the movies and like someone makes a good call about one of the ads that's playing, you're like...
I think it's
That's sort of a
I think
titter.
it's close to a snicker, but a little cheekier. You know, a little more reserved, a little cheekier than a snicker.
I feel it's a bit feminine, the titter laugh.
Yes, I agree.
It gives a feminine feel to me.
I don't know. I don't think it's a genuine laugh.
No, I agree there. It's,
A guffaw. Now that's a laugh I can picture.
Oh, man, love letting rip with a big old guffaw.
Dude, if I saw a fucking photo of Crash Bandicoot pissing on Sonic, who was pissing on Mario, I would guffaw.
Mate, you'd be fouring it right up.
Yeah,
I
you'd
would
be guffawing.
Yeah.
UFO Enemy Unknown.
This is XCOM.
Okay. Good for them.
XCOM, give it to you. Mythos Games is the name of the people, again, just because, British. I don't know. I like those recent XCOM games. I've never really played this original one, but people love it in the same way and say it was like more complex and at the time kind of crazy. But yeah, those recent ones, who I assume are made by different people.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
And then the final one on our list, Wipeout.
Wipeout is the funniest game show on television.
Yep, agreed.
Watching them, people getting flung in the mud.
Yep.
People falling into water.
Dude,
imagine.
It's so much funnier when I know that guy's an accountant as well. When they give you a bit of backstory in those people, it's like, fuck yeah. Just a random person falling in mud? Dude, let me know that person's got a job.
Yes.
Never played one of these. I've got the remaster collection or whatever it was that came out like a year ago on the PS4.
Right.
I just never properly dipped in, but love F-Zero, love that sort of shit. Seems like Nintendo are never going to make an F-Zero game again, so I should just probably buddy up to the old Wipeout franchise.
Wipeout's sort of different too, because it feels a lot more like you're in control of a ship rather than like a thing that's stuck to the ground.
It was Pod Racer. It reminded me of the Pod Racer game.
Yeah.
I had Wipeout. I was a PS1 guy. I liked it. It was hard. It's very fast paced, like more so than most racing games.
Yep.
Felt like you were losing almost. Like
Totally. And at the time, it had such a fucking 90s, but like cool, like genuinely unironically cool.
Yeah, like the Matrix. The Matrix and Wipeout and stuff at the
Even
time.
today, I would say it still looked cool though, and the Matrix hasn't aged as well.
Disagree.
But like Wipeout had this fucking awesome music that you would hear. Like it was a big part of giving the PlayStation that early look of being like, this is for cool people.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's
the Wipeout
it, boys.
games, real good.
That's it.
Psygnosis, by the way.
Pardon?
Psygnosis.
Yep. Well, that's it. That's a few surprises in there. That being companies we didn't know were British, but we did it. We did it, boys.
Just a little salute to some of those British developers out there.
Yep. So, Adam,
just a little bit of how do the British salute?
I think the classic one is theirs, right?
The regular old military salute.
Palms down, hand facing forward, sort of angled at a 45-degree angle.
Adam, continue enjoying Edinburgh.
Thank you very much. It's lovely over here. I've been having a great time. Thanks to everyone who's come to the shows.
Yep.
It's mid-August.
Guys, we've got our website, filthycasuals.com.au. The show is on Patreon if you would like to support it. We're all flat broke at the moment. None of us can afford to travel, so we could really afford some money in our coffers. But yes, that is very much appreciated, everyone who continues to support the show.
We are pushing towards a goal. We want to reach that goal of doing video content
Yes.
with this show.
Yes.
I think we're about a third of the way there?
Right.
A little bit over that, maybe?
I just want to mention quickly as well, this has been a British video game special, even though I'm in Scotland. I quickly Googled Scottish video game developers. There's 2 articles that say the Scottish video games industry is surging, that the Scottish video games industry is healthier than it's ever been.
Oh, that's good to hear.
So congratulations.
Good on
We
them.
haven't named any of your developers.
Yep.
And we can't think of one of your games off the top of our head.
Yeah, but sounds like it's doing great.
Yeah.
filthycasuals.com.au. Thanks very much for listening. We'll see you next week. And as we say here at the end of every episode of Filthy Casuals,
I'll see you later, Blighty, mate. Bloody thanks for the banter, lads. I'll bloody fucking see you later there, mate. But I'll have faded out by then.